So you want to get better at using videos. Making videos are an important element of doing greater marketing and actually connecting with your clients. This video is going to be talking about how do you get better at using videos, because it can be a very scary thing. What about talking about different type of cameras and all of those things? Watch this video and we'll go through the 5 simple steps to how to make your videos better. Let's get right to it. Well, let's get right to it. I mean, you talk about particular doing videos. Videos are such an important thing, but after this, you're going to be able to be better at shooting videos, how to do it, and more simplistic. I'm going to give you 5 simple tips on how to do it better, because we all want to get better in videos. Now, before I forget, I want to let you know, if you are looking for helping you building a profit practice or get more freedom in your life, you should consider going to joinnitro.com. That's where we're taking on our clients for the rest of the year in the 2020 to help you become more profitable in your business. That's go to joinnitro.com. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lawrence Tam from lawrencetam.com. We've been shooting a lot of these videos and we've been using videos for a very, very long time. I've been using videos for over 15 years when I was in practice, and also obviously shooting videos on a regular basis through lawrencetam.com. So why is video so important? Well, number one, we know that videos are engaging and can be very compelling when you actually do them and people are able to watch them. Because most importantly, what I found when I was in practice is that what people found out that the videos were on your website, they're more engaged to kind of know you and trust you and like you. And that's the most important thing. When you think about videos, videos are one of those elements that people get to know you through your conversations, what you look like, what you sound like, and more importantly, what you say. Because we are more, going back, say, 20 years ago or even 15 years ago, people just kind of trusted that someone referred to you and they're going to go to you. But in today's age, that's not really necessarily the case, because in today's age, if you ever went to a restaurant, if you ever booked a hotel or go see a practitioner, what's the first thing that you do? Well, you're going to check them out. Now, in today's societies, it's about checking them out isn't just on your website, because website, well, you can have your professional photo or whatever, but reality is that we know that is enhanced with Photoshop and all that stuff. But what you can't get away from is how you sound and look and feel, and what your philosophy is when it comes to videos. And so this is why doing videos is such an important element of part of your marketing process, because when you shoot videos, it actually starts to people get to hear your voice and actually know what you said. One of the most common thing that I used to ask patients when they first came in as a new patient, the one question I always asked, what was the one thing that made you decide to come see me today? And oftentimes they would say, they would write down website, but one of the things that they said, I would dive deeper and go, well, what's specifically on my website? And he said, well, is actually, I really enjoyed your video on X, whatever that video was on, or I really liked what you said, or I liked the way you think. And so those can't be conveyed through a picture. What that can convey, you can convey that through video. That's why videos is really important. So, but then the challenge of doing videos, of course, is that, most of the time, most common question I get actually when it comes to video is, what camera do I use? What equipment do I use? Well, let's talk about that for a quick sec, because here's the thing. You can either, can you really tell the difference? I don't know, maybe it is, you do, but the thing is that you can use this camera, you can use that camera, or you can use this camera, or you can use that camera. So really, the reality is that you got 4 different shots here. I got 4 cameras shooting on me at the moment, but is it really the proper thing? Because ultimately, is that really going to change the way you look at life? Or is it going to be adding elements to going, hey, this is a better experience? Well, of course not. I don't think so. But for me, I think the most important thing is actually doing the right thing, which is don't worry so much about the camera. When you're first getting started, it isn't about the camera. It isn't even about the mic. It's not even about the lighting. First of all, you need to get your mindset right around videos, because videos is element is that if you start looking into cameras and angles, you're trying to be perfect. Doing videos isn't trying to be perfect. What you're trying to do is you're trying to market yourself. And what you need to do is actually, it doesn't really matter how great your camera is, but if you don't know what you're saying, if you don't know how to present in front of a camera, no matter what great camera you're going to use, isn't really going to matter to you. So, well, first element is, let's forget about the camera talk for a second. Let's forget about the equipment that you're using, because we can dive into that in another video. But because what's more important right now is actually the context and the content you're going to be using. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 specific simple steps to help you be better on camera. So let's go do that. Number 1 is that, first of all, I think you have to get into this mindset that shooting video, we already talked about it, is knowing, trusting you, and liking you. And knowing, trusting you, liking you means that you have to stand for something. You have to believe in something. People have to get to know you as a person. And so, which means that you have to dive into, you have to be willing to share what you think and what you stand for and how you think about it. And because if you do that, you're going to have a much better way of engaging with clients, engaging with prospects, because that's how they get to know you. That's step number 1. And element is that when you can get the people to know you and trust you and like you, then all of a sudden you're going to be able to do that. The second mindset is what I call the path to 52. What I call the path to 52? It's because, let's face it, when you're a chiropractor, do you remember the first time you ever adjusted someone? Remember the first time? You probably sucked, right? I know I sucked. And you know, the very first time I ever got on camera, which is probably like 15, 17 years ago, whatever, I sucked too. And I don't think I'm that great right now, to be honest with you. I still feel like I can improve and constantly improve, because I feel there's so many amazing people who are video on camera. And so therefore, if you have that mindset of like being scared of going on camera, you're never going to get there. And what ends up doing is that you never start, and then years go by, and then those people who did start are years ahead of you. So you have a choice. The choice is that you don't start, and just hopefully you will get better at some point, or you'll learn more and then before you shoot, or you just learn through practice. Well, just like chiropractic, you kind of learn through practicing. That's the only way to get better on camera, and only the way to get better in videos. The way you do that is you have to learn to practice. So the path to 52 is this: commit to yourself to doing 1 video a day. Over a year's time, that's 52 videos. Or you can do that in 2 videos a week. That means you get to 52 in half a month. In 6 months, in half a year. That is your secret sauce. For people who are on video, if you look at anybody who is great on YouTube or on Facebook or on video, they're great at it because they've done it over and over again. That's the key element of being great on video. That's number 2. Path to 52 is really, really important. You have to lean in. The more comfortable you are, it usually comes from the comfort of adjusting. Just like adjusting, you have to get comfortable with it. I'm sure you were not good at the second adjustment you ever made, or the third adjustment you made, even probably the 100th. What's going to be good is that you made it when you started adjusting hundreds and thousands of clients over a period of time. That's how you get better. Same thing on camera. All right, let's get to the third, the expert advantage. When you get on camera, the first thing, the simplest step for you right now is try not to talk about something you have no clue on. What you want to do is you want to talk about things that matters to you, that you're an expert on already, something that can roll off your tongue, something that you're really good at already. Because when you can do that, it will help you be more confident in the things you say. Don't try to do video on something that you have no idea about, or you actually have no background in, or that you have to do a whole bunch of research before, because most likely you're going to stumble upon it. The easiest way to get started, this is about getting started on video, is about start talking on a topic that you are already interested in and you know a lot about, because that will help you be more confident on camera, because it's something that you probably talk about every single day. All right, tip number 4. I would say lose the bloody scripts, right? Because oftentimes is that if you're scripting, you're going to feel like you're reading off something. And what ends up happening, you're like this. You're going to read off through a teleprompter or reading through some slides. That's not going to help you, because you lose engagement. Because why? Because you want to look right here into the camera. You don't want me to look at the screen, because if I'm reading a script, then you lose connection with me. And that's not what we want to do. What you want to do is stare at the screen, which is right here, right? And that's where I want to look, because I know you're here watching this through that lens, not down here, which is very important. So you got to know where your camera angles are, like here, versus here, then you got to look in towards the lens, because that will actually help you engage with the audience much better. So what do you do with regards to scripts? Well, instead of scripts, you should have some sort of framework. I'm not suggesting you should riff. You should have some sort of framework to know what you're talking about. So let's kind of dive into a couple of things that you could consider doing. Number one is that I'm going to show you two specific frameworks that you can use that will help you get better at this. Number one is that you can use this framework called the format system. The format system is very, very simple that you can teach in any presentation. Number one is first talk about the why. Like why this, why now, and why me. All right, so this is like the why topic of just whatever topic you're going through. Why is this important? If you go back to the beginning of this video, I started with, why is video so important? We kind of talked about that. So why is really important. Then the second thing is the what. This is the context. This is the content of what we're discussing in this particular video, which is what we're doing through right now. The next step is the how. This is the step-by-step process. I'm kind of giving a step-by-step process right now, but most likely I'm going to summarize it at the end, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how you do that. And number 5, and the last one here is basically the what now. Basically, this is the one thing I want you to do right now. That could be a call to action. That could be something like out of all of those steps, you should start with step number 1. Either way, you're going to be able to it will help the listener to actually take action on that particular item. All right. Well, there's another one you can actually use. If you don't like that framework, you can use a different framework. This other framework first of all, know your point. What's the point of your particular video? In this video, our point was that to show you how to do video easier, right? To kind of how to get started in video. So that's the point. So what's your point? In your video, your point might be, and from a chiropractic point of view, you might want to talk about, hey, this point of this video is talking about the difference between pain versus function. Right? So that's the point. So you kind of state the point right off the bat. The second thing of what you want to do is then tell the story. Now in a story, I told you a little bit of a story about how I got started and, what the struggle I did. That would be a story, or a story with the pain and function. It could be like, recently I was at the gym, the CrossFit gym, and I hurt my back, and I struggled with it, but then over a couple of days, I gave it some rest, went to get my chiropractic adjustment. I felt really good. I didn't have any pain whatsoever. And then I went back to the gym thinking I was perfectly fine because I had no pain. And then I went to do a deadlift and boom, I felt it right away again. Well, so then you can kind of talk about this story that you kind of got into. Then you realize, and through this realization, I hope that you realized it before chiropractor, even as a chiropractor, I realized that there's a major difference between pain versus function. Even when I don't have pain, there could be something wrong with my function. So the next thing is you can kind of talk about is a metaphor. What's a metaphor? Well, metaphor on exactly explaining, kind of summarizing that particular story. Well, metaphor in this case could be like, well, you know what? Pain is just like a tip of the iceberg. Sometimes you see that just a tip and you might think it's gone, but really there's a big iceberg, which is the bottom, which is more about function. As a chiropractor, we focus on function. So that's a metaphor, right? To how to kind of solidify the point you're trying to make. And then lastly, you can kind of summary of that particular point. So these are two simple frameworks that you can utilize in any video to be able to help you kind of guide you through your thought process. The reason why I don't like scripts is because it makes you robotic, especially when you get started. And what you want to do is be comfortable. And this is why the whole point of being an expert advantage, which is step number 3, is to kind of be comfortable with the conversations you're having. Because if you're not comfortable, you actually start to, really kind of go into this robotic state, and you get more scared about the camera than you do with the actual content you're trying to do. Which is number 5. My point number 5 is this. It's about flip the spotlight. See, the spotlight is this. The spotlight, if you have a spotlight, you shine the torch, right? The torch or the spotlight comes towards you. So the lighting is on me. But when it comes to doing videos, what's important is that the spotlight isn't on you. The mindset needs to be is that I'm not on stage. What I'm doing is I'm thinking about you. You, the listeners. You're the people who are watching this video right now. I'm thinking about you right now. I know that some of you are online right now, and I'm thinking about you and what you're thinking and how can I help you. So what I'm doing is I'm flipping the spotlight instead of spotlighting on me, because if that spotlight's on me, I care so much. I worry about what I look like, what I sound like. I'm nervous. After all these years of doing videos, I'm still nervous. And what happens if I put the focus on, I'm like, oh man, is my hair right? Is my camera angle? Is my lights and all that? I put all the pressure on myself. But if I flip the spotlight on towards you, then what I'm thinking about is actually, what do you need right now? how can I serve you? So then all of a sudden I take all those insecurities away from me and focus on the materials and the education things I need to do for you to help you move forward, to help you become a better chiropractor or a better marketer or better person doing videos. That's how we can get away with getting rid of that insecurity within yourself. These are 5 simple steps that can help you really become more comfortable with videos. Now, will it make you an expert? Hell no, right? That's point number 1. Let's go back to them, right? Point number 1 is that you need to have built into this know, trust, and like. So which means you just need to be yourself, because people are attracted to the person that you are, not what I'm like. You don't want to be like me. You want to be like anybody else. You want to be like you. So know and trust and like you. The second thing is about the path to 52. It's about practice, practice, practice. You got to continue to do more videos to get better at it. That's the only way, just like adjusting. Notice that this analogy. Number 3 is become the expert. The expert advantage is talk about things that you care about, that you're interested in, but you also know something about. Number 4 is lose the script and focus on the framework, which I've shown you 2 specific frameworks in this video. And number 5 is flip the spotlight, which is turn the spotlight, instead of shining it on you, shine it on your audience, and make sure that they are getting value so they can actually move forward. That is the 5 simple steps on how to make videos better so you can utilize it. So what should you do right now? Notice that that's the last framework, right? What should you do right now? What I would recommend is pick one topic that you'll be interested in talking about right now. Just think about it. Like first topic that comes to mind that your patient would be interested in. Number 2, pick up your phone. Grab your iPhone, right? That's all you really need. That's why I shot most of my videos are been on a phone, on an iPhone. What would you need from this iPhone that you can actually go shoot right now? And I want you to just go to video. You don't have to publish it. Press record and start talking, right? You remember the framework. You can maybe just write some notes down on what the framework is. 4 frameworks, 4 pieces of information: the why, the what, the how, and what now, or the point, the story, the metaphor, and the summary. Just shoot a video. You don't have to publish it, but I love to see what you'll be able to produce. Now, if you're comfortable, I guarantee you when you watch it over again, it won't be as bad as you think, right? But that's only video number 1. Remember, our goal is to get to 52 and more, and you're going to get better and better at it. So if you want to be great at viewing videos, which is the format that people are going to engage in the future, you need to start doing that now. Don't wait a couple more years, because I've been telling people to do videos 10 years ago, and those people who listen to me are much better at it now. Those people who waited are still waiting. So what are you going to do? Are you going to decide that this is an important medium for you to get into, or you're going to be a laggard and wait, and hopefully something will change in the marketplace? I can guarantee you video is going to be more prominent, not less prominent in our society. So I hope this has been helpful. Leave a comment below and let me know what your thoughts are on videos, and what is the most important step that you've learned from this video that has helped you so far. If you like this, please like it, share it amongst other people. And like I said, if you want to learn how to grow to a profitable practice, go to joinitro.com. Let me help you and coach you to be having a better practice overall. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Until the next video.
It's all well and good to have a successful practice, but in the grand scheme of things, I want to make an impact.
The biggest thing that it's enabled me to do is to develop better relationships with people.
The reason I joined was because I was feeling a bit isolated in practice.
Now I feel like I have a tribe.
Florence definitely provides a really good insight from outside of my square.
You really start to find your true identity. When you're part of a group that supports you, which is what I feel Nitro does, you get some quality results.
I was caught up in the hustle side of chiropractic, so now having that freedom, still being just as busy and even more successful.
I think that we all elevate and rise together.
Really allows me to face my own fears and blockages. It's about being with like-minded people, but being about people who want the same thing, which is like this willingness to support each other and hold each other accountable at the same time.
We went from seeing an average of 140, 150 people to seeing now 250 people.
I do have the confidence to, have that voice and make those changes. And I definitely wouldn't have been able to do that without Nitro.
It's not trying to create me to be something else. It's trying to create me to be the best version of me.